Michael and I were hanging out in the edit suite this morning saying, hey, do we have any quick hit videos that we can film that we haven't thought about in a while? And we opened up the mini fridge that's in the edit suite, and we actually found a bottle of the homebrew that we made about a year ago. Now, if you find yourself being new to the channel here, we will link the videos down below in which we originally made this beer. It was really neat. We dusted off the homebrew setup, we brought it up onto the existing brew deck, and we had like a 30-minute video that took you through a full brew day in the production of this beer. And then a couple months later, actually, we tasted this beer when it was freshly bottled and gave our impressions. I think at the time I gave it a tepidly mediocre review. I wasn't overly enthused with the way that it turned out. I want to say I gave it like a 7.0 or 7.2 or something like that. Probably a 7.4, something to that effect, 7.4 to 7.6. Let's see if this guy held up in the bottle, and who knows, maybe it got better. Another video that if you're new to the channel, if you haven't checked it out yet, we actually did do a video on beer freshness, because we have well-honed ideas about when you should be drinking our style of hoppy beer and how long it's fresh for. I should say that as far as I know, this particular bottle was kept cold the entire time, which if you have any chance of a beer being palatable after a year in this style, it absolutely unequivocally has to be refrigerated at all times. So this is Nate's Homebrew. We might have linked the recipe. I don't recall. I want to say it was some sort of Citrus Simcoe Amarillo thing. The label states it's 7% alcohol by volume. Looking at the bottle itself, it's actually pretty hazy still, which is always a good sign. Sometimes when these beers get oxidized, one of the first things that they'll do is they'll drop a little bit bright. And this beer looks pretty good. Got like a darker yellow, light orange color. Pretty opaque still at this point. And it looks about the same as I recall it looking when we tasted it a year ago. Let's dive into the nose. Oh yeah, I mean, right away you do get that oxidative character. There's some malt character coming forward. Yeah, there's not a lot of hop left on the nose of this guy. And again, I'm going completely off of memory, but I think this guy was dry hopped at about 15 grams per liter, which is a pretty aggressive dry hop. So for it not to exhibit any dry hop characteristics still means that it's fallen off quite a bit. A little bit of like passion fruit, like I don't want to use the term rotten orange, but like really overripe, musty orange. Definitely some ripe pineapple, all overripe fruit for sure. None of that bright, fresh hop bag aroma is found in this guy anymore. I like to let it linger there for a second because sometimes if a beer is super oxidized or it's really past its prime, that bitterness will come on like a freight train. And with that pause that you guys just saw me have, I was waiting for that, but it actually never came. This is better than I expected. If this was a 7.0 to a 7.2 when it's fresh, it's probably a 5.8 to a 6.2 now. Definitely has oxidative notes. Texture and the mouthfeel are absolutely spot on. Carbonation and head retention is spot on. Color is spot on. It's just there's a lot of malt coming forward. The hop character in the beer is not as bright and fresh as it once was. And all around, it just tastes like a beer that sat in the fridge for a year and is being drunk about 6 months after maybe it should have been drunk. So this was a fun experiment, guys. But what I do want to say is if you're making homebrew at home, if you're making bright hazy style IPA at home, certainly drink it within 6 months and certainly keep it cold at all times. It's funny, we've had the YouTube channel for so long now that it feels like we have eras of the YouTube channel. And if you guys have recently joined us, this bottle is a relic of the original era of Treehouse YouTube. And when I watched those first videos that we were making now well over a year ago, it's fascinating to me to see how far we've come. So if you're new to the channel here, we'll link some videos down below. Definitely dig into the archive and see what else we have going on. This was a fun beer to try today. That's all we have for you. I want to thank you for watching. See you guys next time.